Sometimes you can make a pie that is not as perfectly visually perfect as you want. And so instead, you gotta, but it tasted nice.
We're going with that one, huh?
But it tasted nice. Welcome to our Thanksgiving special episode of Don't Panic Pantry. We are here with my mom, and we're gonna make Mom's brown sugar pumpkin pie. Where's the brown sugar?
What?
Where's the brown sugar?
Oh, we're making the crust first.
Okay.
Pie crust is really simple. A lot of people get really nervous about it, but the most important thing is you have to have everything cold. So this is 2 sticks of butter, which is a cup of butter. What I like to do is cube it first, put it back in the fridge so it stays really cold. Ice cold water. You use anywhere from 1/4 cup to 1/2 cup of water. So first, this is 2.5 cups of all-purpose flour into a food processor. This is a teaspoon of salt and a teaspoon of sugar.
You want to just kind of blitz it?
Yeah, just blitz it. Get it all nice and mixed up. And then you put in your butter, your cubed butter. Now we want to pulse it, and what we're looking for is coarse meal. You want to pulse it.
You want none of the butter to be what, like bigger than a pea?
Right. It's a little bit too big. You want it to have more like a crumb, so a little bit more. That looks good. Okay, that looks good. There, that's what we're looking for. See how nice that's like a crumb?
You don't have to.
Looks great.
That's fine. The tilt is good.
The tilt was good.
Then Ben gets used to it.
In a slow stream, we're gonna just, and sometimes I just let it go. You just want to do it a little at a time. You want this to get combined. You don't want it to be too wet, but you want to be able to pull this together. Hear that? You can hear that it's coming together. So look at that. That's holding together nicely. It's not wet. It's got a nice crumb to it.
It's not sticking to my hands?
No, it's perfect. A little bit of flour. So now this is the part where you don't want to touch this too much. Our hands, you want to keep things kind of cold. You just really
Because your hands are going to warm it up.
Yeah, you really just want to bring this together. Like, look at how nice that is. That's just coming together perfectly. Can you get some saran wrap, Noah? Some plastic wrap? We're going to cover this up. Okay.
What do you want?
We're going to...
I hate...
What?
Grocery store plastic wrap is the worst plastic wrap in the world.
Okay, so you've made a nice disc.
Okay, so...
We're just going to...
I'm going to wrap it?
Wrap it.
All right, so put this in the fridge for at least an hour and up to overnight.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so it's been an hour.
This is enough for 2 crusts. We only need 1. And I always like to start from the center and roll out.
The pie crust is pretty forgiving. Like if it rips or it breaks, you just patch it back together.
Patch
it's not
it back
like
together.
like a pasta dough or a pizza dough.
No. It's not looking like a circle yet.
But I think at some point you want to know that like...
It'll get there. And things like this, you know, sometimes I just like, you just push it together. And look at that. Like, look at this. This is like, oh, this is a mess. But you know what? It doesn't really matter. It's going to be beautiful in the end.
Because we're all going to die anyway. I think it's really valuable to show people that, like, you can grab it, patch it, like,
yeah,
it's super durable. It's butter and flour, like, it's going to be tasty.
The way I finish the edges, very traditional way. But I'm also going to make some fancy leaves because I like that.
And this is called edging, right?
Yes, edging. So really, you just squeeze like this, see like that, and you can just make a nice ruffled edge.
That's beautiful.
Now this needs to go in the refrigerator before
you
bake it, because the rule with pie dough, make it cold and bake it hot. If you put this in and it's warm, it'll start to melt, and that's how you get like pie crust will just start melting. So you want it to be really cold when you put it in the oven.
You know, I keep telling you, Ben, in this era we live in now of flavored sodas, flavored juices, weird sports drinks that have low sugar but actually just have lots of weird stevia extract and monk fruit extract, all these things trying to trick you into thinking you're eating something else. The truth is, the best things are real things, like putting real fruit juice in sparkling water. That's right. For example, this lime-flavored Spindrift, guess what's in it, Ben?
Fruit juice.
Ben, you weren't supposed to talk. Carbonated water and lime juice. Yeah, guess what, Ben? Real fruit tastes better. Back to the show.
So I made these last night, these little handmade leaves. So I think it's really fun and really easy to take the second half of your dough, very sharp end of a knife, and I just make a leaf cut like that, score it down the center, and then you don't want to go all the way through, you just want to score it, and there you have a leaf. So what you want to do is you want to make sure these really hold together well, so you want to just take a pastry brush, put a little water on there, and just press the leaf on the end like that, and keep going around the pie. I just think it looks really pretty and homemade, rustic, very simple. I mean, I think that looks really pretty. Maybe I'm a nerd, but I like it. Put that in the fridge for a minute.
And mouth and nose.
Yeah, let's get the egg wash ready.
Did you sit on the counter?
You want to sit on the counter?
Yes.
No, you can't sit on the counter.
No.
And you said what a splash of tablespoon of cream.
Yeah, tablespoon.
All right, so 1 tablespoon of cream with some egg.
Yes. Mix. Okay, now we're going to make the filling. This is so easy to make. We're going to use a 15-ounce can. This is such an easy recipe. You don't have to get the mixer out. You don't have to.
We've made it with fresh pumpkin, and we kind of like the can better.
I do. You've got 3 eggs right in.
1/3 cup of packed dark brown sugar.
1/3 cup of packed dark brown sugar. Look at how
Now
pretty
we've
those
got
spices are.
allspice, cinnamon, and ginger in equal parts, 1/2 teaspoon each.
In salt.
Also a 1/2 teaspoon of salt.
Okay. And that's it. You want to whisk it?
Sure.
But we did forget our 1/2 cup of heavy cream.
That goes in?
Yes, 1/2 cup of heavy cream. Fancy. Very nice.
That's pretty good.
Let's pour this in, Noah, into the cold, prepared pie shell.
From my cold, dead pans.
I like to do a very light egg wash. You don't want to get this like too wet, but it's just going to give it a really nice color and a little bit of a glaze. Now you want to put this on a baking sheet and stick it into a 375 oven for 50 to 55 minutes. There she goes.
So sometimes pie can taste great, but look less great. And we can fix it.
Some leaves here that Eliza brought us, so let's just make a big leaf shape here. Nice big maple leaf. You can do this freehand, but since it was here, I thought, why not? And there we have a leaf. Again, scoring it to give it a real leaf look. Let's give it a little egg wash, and let's give it a little sparkle. Where's some sugar? Ooh. Let's bake this until it's
Cook
crispy.
until cooked.
Yeah, cook until cooked. There we go.
And now I'm gonna poop.
Wow, look at that.
All right, so the pie has been chilling in the fridge overnight, obviously, even though we're wearing the same clothes, because that's what we did. But like we said, it can potentially have some condensation, some cracks, which is totally fine. You can put whipped cream on it, it'll look great. Or we made this beautiful
Maple leaf. So then you can just put this
over the ugliest part of
right on top. I mean, how pretty is that?
So we were thinking about making a recipe to show you how to whip cream, but it turns out you just whip cream. So this is heavy cream with some powdered sugar, and I whipped it by hand, and it was really easy. There was no struggle whatsoever.
Once in a while, I'll put some, like a flavoring in there. You could put like a little bourbon.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
Thanksgiving.
A
You
bourbon
could do
whipped cream is
bourbon
nice.
whipped cream is delicious.
Should we try the pie?
Absolutely. Very nice.
That's pretty good.
It's Thanksgiving here in America, and I'm sweating under a sweatshirt, trying to give off the illusion of country Christmas time. Yeah, it's perfectly spiced.
The best part of pumpkin pie is the texture of the crust at the bottom, with that little bit of like, because it's not a blind bake, so it gets like baked in with the pumpkin thing at the bottom, so you get that little kind of buttery, creamy along the bottom.
Okay, this is Sierra's first bite of pie ever.
Open your mouth.
Open.
Okay, from our family to yours. Happy little bit of dog hair in every dish, and a happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Excuse me.
Whoa! The Cream Bandit.
The perfect accompaniment for a pumpkin pie on Thanksgiving. Spindrift spiced apple cider. Better than yelling at your family.